That's the point. It's not supposed to be easy unless you're happy there, but like ultimately I just feel like a little challenge, it doesn't hurt anybody. If you're not growing, then like what you doing, honey? Like how are you supposed to become that girl if you're not growing? I just kind of ignored it because what worked for me in one season is not working for me in the next season. Y'all, that's low-key a word, but we ain't even gonna get into that. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Heart and Hustle Diaries. I am so excited about today's video. I just feel like it's only fitting going into the new year to touch on this topic and just to talk about it a little bit. We're gonna be talking about becoming her and just rebranding yourself completely and wholeheartedly in 2025. Talk about staying consistent in all these goals that you set for yourself, because I can imagine that you set all these New Year's resolutions and all these things that you want to accomplish in 2025, and you have your little list, you have your vision board, you have it, however you have it, you have something that you want to accomplish. So let's talk about how we're going to stay consistent into that new version of ourselves that we want to be. So let's talk about the most important thing, goals. Whenever it comes down to goals, you can't just goal in your head and be like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do, this is what I want, and that's it, and it's in your head. Like, you have to write this down. If your goal's in your head, then it's literally just a dream. Like, it's not a goal. The thing about goals is that they aren't always easy and they aren't always fun. People are like, oh yeah, work towards your goals, blase, and like that sounds good in the long run. Like, yes, of course, everybody should work towards their goals. Yes, of course, everybody should be pushing towards their goals every single day. But what they don't talk about is it's not always fun and it's not always easy either. Reaching your goal, like, that's the fun part, but working towards it is not always fun. And it's hard to stay consistent, it's hard to stay motivated, it's hard to stay disciplined enough to want to keep on going to get towards that goal, because y'all, it is not easy. And it's not supposed to be easy. Really, it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be a mental thing, it's gonna be a physical thing, it's gonna be an emotional thing. Like, it's going to be a battle to get closer to that goal, and that's beauty in it, that's the journey in it. As you're working to become her or become that girl, just remember and keep that in mind, that it's not going to always be easy, and it's not always gonna be fun either. Some days you're gonna be like, oh yeah, like, I wanna go to the gym, I'm motivated, I'm happy, let's do it. Other days you're gonna be like, actually, my bed, my couch, my snacks, my friends. But it's like, you have to stay consistent, and that's where the real beauty is, and that's where the growth is. The growth is in the hard. And like I say all the time, if it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was easy, everyone would have their dream body. If it was easy, everyone would have it. But like, that's the point. It's not supposed to be easy. It's only supposed to be meant for the people who are willing to put in the work to get to where they want to be. And you have to be willing to put in the work for yourself. You have to be willing to push past for yourself. It's the small steps every single day that get you to where you need to be. And then another thing that I find that really helps with sticking to your goals is to have a plan. You can have this big old goal and write it down like, oh, I want this, that, and the third, but like, you need to have an actionable plan on how you plan on accomplishing that goal every single day. So whether that's, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out every single day at 4 p.m. or I'm gonna work out every single day after work or before work, you need to have a plan as to how you're going to accomplish that goal. Because just writing it down, like, that's still only a dream. Like, how do you plan on getting closer to that goal? And if you want to make content, okay, every single day I'm going to post at this time, I'm going to post at this time, and like writing it down in an agenda, writing it down on your calendar, writing it down so that way you can actionably see, oh yeah, this is how I'm getting closer to my goal every single day because I'm going to be doing this. I wrote it down, and it's like, it's set in stone. Like, now you kind of, you know what I'm saying? Now you kind of have to do it because you're writing it down, you're setting time aside for it, and you're incorporating it into your life. You can't have a goal and not incorporate it into your life. You can't have a goal and not make time and make space for that goal to really flourish into what you want it to be. Like, make time for it in your calendar until it becomes something that's literally just a routine. It's like, oh yeah, like, of course I'm gonna do this today. Of course I'm gonna do that. I haven't always been consistent in the gym. I honestly started my gym journey around, I think, 2023 or 2022. I want to say, like, I was in college, I had not worked out for a whole year prior to that, and I had been saying, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, oh, I want to get back in the gym, oh, I want to do this, but I had so much anxiety surrounding the gym and like literally just going that like I never went. Nor did I make time to. I always just said, this is what I want to do, but I never actually was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the gym Mondays and Tuesdays, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never wrote it down, and I never actually had a plan to do it. I had a goal, but I never had a plan to achieve that goal. You get what I'm saying? And then whenever I started, working it into my schedule, like, oh, I'm gonna go 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's whenever I started going. That's whenever I started showing up. And now I go to the gym 5 times a week, and I don't need to necessarily put that in my planner and in my calendar of, oh, I need to go at this time every single day, now that like I'm consistent in what I'm doing. And I have a routine going to the gym, No longer a second thought, but a first thought, like, oh yeah, I just go to the gym and that's that. But in the beginning, you have to make a plan. You have to stick to that plan in order to make it a routine, in order to make it something that you want to constantly and consistently show up to do. So that's step one in becoming that girl, is to write your goal down and then plan out how you plan on getting closer to that goal every single day. Like, how do you plan on moving forward? So that's step one. Let's get into the next one, okay? And then also consistency. That's also part of step one. Another thing I want to touch on whenever I'm talking about becoming that girl, it's literally just pouring back into yourself, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, however, pour back into yourself. And I'm about to start off real easy and real simple with a simple way you can pour back into yourself this year. And that is literally just getting up and getting dressed. Like, the way that it makes me feel so good to just get up, get dressed, fix my hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, put myself together, then I just feel 10 times more motivated to do what I have to do that day. But it's the days that I mope around in my pajamas all day, or my hair is a mess, or I'm just looking rough. And if I look rough, then I feel rough. And if I feel rough, then I'm not productive. I can't achieve my goals. I can't work towards them. I'm not motivated. Feel like shit. I mean, if I look like shit, then I feel like shit. But if I look amazing and I look good and I look put together, like, I'm not saying you have to sit here and do your full face of makeup and do the hair, all of this stuff. Like, literally just make yourself look put together. Your productivity so much. Especially for me, like, and everybody's the same, but for me personally, I find that that helps whenever I put myself together. Even if I'm not doing anything, if I'm just around the house all day, like, I will put myself together just so that I can feel productive and not lazy and not like shit about myself. So that's just a little life hack and something that I found really works for me. And I definitely recommend anybody trying it, because it's literally just getting dressed and putting yourself together. Like, it's really that easy. I feel like that is a form of self-love, because you're just taking care of yourself. You're putting a little bit more extra effort into yourself. Even if you're not going anywhere, you're literally just doing it for yourself. And that's it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. Another part of becoming that girl is to really challenge yourself. If you're not challenging yourself, then you're not growing. And if you're not growing, then like, what you doing, honey? Like, how are you supposed to become that girl if you're not growing? Challenge yourself every single day and do something that's a little bit harder, a little bit out your comfort zone, or a little bit extra than what you would normally do. So me personally, I like to do 75 hard challenges, 30-day challenges, a week-long challenge, whatever that may be. I'm always challenging myself, so that way I'm motivated and I'm growing and I'm just becoming a better person every single day, because I'm constantly challenging myself and constantly pushing myself. So I'm going to give y'all a few examples of ways that I challenge myself, especially in 2024. I find myself doing this a whole lot because I just grow whenever I'm challenged. I grow whenever I'm pushed out of my comfort zone and into something that, you know, I'm not normally doing or I'm not used to doing. Okay, so one challenge that I did, I want to say like, I did it like 3 times last year. I took 1 whole week off of social media. So I did a week of no social media, and when I tell y'all, like, I literally made a video about it on my YouTube channel. Actually, I think it was back in May that I made the video. When I tell y'all a whole week off of social media, I was talking to my friends and I was just talking to people like, oh yeah, did you see what happened? Did you see what's going on? And I'm just like, I have no clue what y'all was talking about. And like, I was so out the loop, but it felt so good because ultimately that information didn't really pertain to my life. It didn't really make me better. It didn't push me to be better. It was literally just stuff that would have been clouding my mind and clouding what was going on. And when I tell you I was so productive that week, I had so much extra time to do things that I actually needed to do and not just sit there and scroll for hours and hours on end. So whenever I find myself, you know, getting kind of into the habit of scrolling or just being lazy, I would literally just take social media completely off my phone and force myself to do something else and do what I actually have to do rather than just scroll. Another way to challenge yourself is to do a 75 hard challenge. I'm actually doing one and it ends May 17th, I want to say. So yeah, you can honestly make this as hard or as easy. You can do 75 medium, 75 hard, or 75 soft. However you want to do it. Basically, you just make all these goals for yourself and you push every single day to do them. Me personally, my 75, I want to say it's almost like a medium because it's not really a 75 hard because I already do these things, but work out, wake up at 5 a.m. 5 times a week, eat 3 meals a day, drink a gallon of water, read my Bible every day, journal every day, that kind of goes hand in hand for me. Read 3 books within my 75 days. It's really just goals that I have set for myself that I have to push towards and work on every single day in order to reach them. And then by the time March 17th comes by, I plan on being a whole different person, a better person, a new person, and just an upgraded version of myself. find you a little challenge, whatever works for you. You could do 15 days, you could do a week. Like you can start so small, and it can honestly be one extra thing. Like, okay, maybe it might be eat 3 meals a day. Like that's a challenge in itself, you know, to constantly and consciously think of ways to move towards this goal every single day. So just challenge yourself. Don't make it easy. Stop staying lazy, stop staying comfortable, and stop staying in the same spot that you're used to. Unless you're happy there, but like ultimately, I just feel like a little challenge, it doesn't hurt anybody. Just saying. Ooh, another way to help yourself just become that girl is investing in good skincare and just learning about your skin and different skincare products that you can incorporate into your routine. That's something that I had neglected. I had just been using the same skincare routine because I was like, oh, it works. But whenever my skin started to look a little bit dry, or like I started to notice like different things on my skin, I just kind of ignored it because what worked for me in one season is not working for me in the next season. Y'all, that's low-key a word, but we ain't even finna get into that. But, oh yeah, that's a word. Okay. That's honestly one thing to live by. What worked for you in one season might not work for you in the next season. Like that's a seasonal thing, you know? You might have to change it up into your next season. And don't try and push something that worked for you in this season into your next if it's not fitting, if it's not flowing. You know what I'm saying? Change things up, make a difference, make a change. Push yourself into something different. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Now back onto my skincare. But yeah, so it was working for me in this season, it wasn't working for me then. So I honestly just had to go and upgrade and just like do some research and look into that. And I ended up trying the snail mucus and stuff. I know you're probably seeing that on TikTok. I had been seeing it and I was like, I really want to try it because my skin is so dry. 10 out of 10. Love it. Skin glowy as can be. Definitely a good thing. And I just felt so good about myself and so put together, trying new products and putting in effort into my looks and putting in effort into how I feel and how my skin looks and just pouring back into myself. You know, care about your looks and care about your skincare. Don't just be doing anything and don't get lazy. Like, pour into yourself and put in the extra mile for yourself and put in the extra effort for yourself, you know? I just feel like that really hit, y'all. What worked for you in one season might not work for you in the next, and you might need to switch it up. And I feel like that can be applicable in every single part in your life and every single thing that you're going through. Just keep that in mind, okay? Because like that's really like stuck in my head right now, like as I'm speaking. Sometimes you need to switch things up, you know, and that is okay. Let's get into eating. Let's get into meal prepping. Let's get into eating healthy, you guys. What you put in your body reflects on the outside. So if you're eating McDonald's every day, if you're eating KFC, Burger King, Wendy's, all the nasty, greasy food, y'all, your skin's gonna show. Like, you can tell. We can tell. So whatever you put in your body, it is honestly so important. I definitely recommend meal prepping. It's honestly so easy, and people try and make it this big old, oh my gosh, a whole day to meal prep. Like, it doesn't have to be that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, get you protein, carb, a veggie. Call it a day. That's a little easy meal thing. You can buy the frozen veggies, pop them in the microwave, put them in a little container. Protein, grab some chicken, put it in the air fryer, flip the chicken over, put it in your little container. Over rice if you want. Make some rice, put the rice in there. Whatever it may be, like, it's so easy to meal prep, and putting in that little extra effort for yourself on Sundays or whatever your off day is, putting in that extra effort to set yourself up for the week is so important, and it's so easy because what you put in your body matters. You know what I'm saying? Stop feeding yourself all these sugary foods, all this processed foods, because y'all, it shows. It really does show. And if it's not showing, then like you feel it, and like it just makes you feel different, y'all. Whenever I cut out sugar, like I didn't cut out sugar completely because y'all, I still indulge, but whenever I cut out sugar for the most part, like I barely have any sugar in my house, any processed sugar, I want to say. Whenever I cut that out, y'all, like my anxiety gone, my mental health up, like my productivity up, like everything just went up whenever I cut out sugar. And then whenever I cut down my carbs, because I realized I was eating a lot of carbs, like even then my anxiety gone. Like everything is honestly just so much better and elevated. So what you put in your body matters, okay? I'm not saying carbs is bad, because carbs aren't bad, but too many carbs, too much of anything is a problem, you know? I definitely recommend like just being mindful of what you're eating, you know, try and hit every single food group every single day in multiple meals. That's what I've honestly been trying to do, is eat leafy greens in all my meals, because that's something that I kind of struggled with. I would just not eat any greens, and I would eat like rice and chicken with like no greens, and it's like, honey, we're missing a whole food group here. Like, where's it at? Meal prepping definitely does make it easy. You don't even have to like meal prep your meals individually, but just like making all your food at the beginning of the week so that it's easy to just go in the fridge and like pour it into a bowl, heat it up, and then call it a day. You know, just make it easier for yourself in whatever way that may be. And like, even for me, like if I don't wash my berries or wash my grapes or like wash my fruit for the week, I'm not eating them. Like, I'm just that lazy that like I just won't eat them because I'm like, oh, I have to wash them, I'll have to dry them, I'll have to cut them, and like I don't feel like doing it, so I just wouldn't eat it. But whenever I just started like literally simply washing my fruits and then putting in the fridge, like that helped me out for the week. So do whatever helps you out to be a better person during the week. And lastly, let's talk about mentally how we're going to pour into ourselves just to become a better version of ourselves and becoming that girl. We are going to start reading, you guys. Reading is so important. Reading is so healthy for the brain and like just healthy for you in general. Like sitting down with a good book and just reading, whether it's self-improvement, whether it's for entertainment purposes, fiction, non-fiction, whatever, get a book and just start reading, y'all. Get off your phone, stop scrolling, stop looking at the world, consuming other people's lives constantly 24/7. Like open up a good little book, sit down, read, take the time to read, because that can be a form of self-care, especially if you enjoy reading. If you don't enjoy reading, don't force yourself to, but I definitely recommend everybody trying to read, trying to find something that entertains you, trying to find something that sparks your interest, because you'll be surprised. I used to be like, oh, I don't like to read. Oh, like I could care less about reading. I don't want to like sit down and put in the time to read. But I found that I actually love reading. Like I love getting a good book, going sit outside and just disappearing and disassociating from life and just into the book wholeheartedly and completely. It's a great way to just clear your mind and just to pour into yourself in the little ways. So definitely recommend trying to find you a good little book. And if y'all want book recommendations, let me know. And like my sister, she's a bookworm, so I'll ask her and like she'll give us plenty of books. Right now I'm really into self-help, so I'm reading a lot of self-help books. For example, this is my current read. It's The 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty. After getting out of my relationship, I really just wanted to learn how to love the right way and to love right. So that's why I got this book, and I'm literally almost done with it. It's only been like 2 weeks. So find you a good book, dive into it, and make time for yourself in reading that book. Lastly, journal. I talk about this in almost every video. Journal, write your feelings out, talk to yourself, really figure out what's going on in your head, let it all out on a piece of paper. Don't bottle up on the inside. Become that girl. Journal every single day. So reflect on your day, talk about how you got closer to your goals, all the things, and just like reflect and talk about the good, the bad, the moments for growth, the moment for opportunity, and just like vent on a piece of paper. You'll be surprised at how much that helps. Yeah, 2025 is our year, you guys. It's our year to stay consistent. It's our year to move towards our goals and to start accomplishing these goals that we've had in mind for so long. Like, it's finally time to start doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's finally time to get there. And that starts with taking care of yourself, internally, externally, all the things. Love yourself first, take care of yourself, and you will get to exactly where you want to be. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I cannot wait to see you on the next. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what kind of videos y'all want to see next. And yeah.